And we are live, and we're about to talk baseball just after this.
I love that opening. I love that opening.
That's what she says. All right. Well, I guess that's what he said. Yes. Baseball's back. That's all that matters, right? Baseball's back. I mean, that's literally what I came on here to say. All right, Mike, I will talk to you soon, everybody. Have a good night.
I didn't say one word. All I said was baseball, and that was it. I'm gone.
Those are the best streams. The little you say. Can I get a round of applause for that? Thank you. Thank you. No, stop. Seriously. Okay. Well, all right. So they finally came with a deal. And I think everything was finalized by 7:00 or something like that last night. Because it wasn't until around 7 last night that teams were able to finally not only contact their own players and their own, players within their organization now, but now once they do like an inventory check and a checkup on their current rosters, now everything, dude, all the news, all the baseball news, the free agent signings, even trades are going to come.
Freddy Freeman is coming to New York.
But why? I get the excitement. I do get the excitement. And would I mind? Would I cry if Freddy Freeman was on first base and Pete Alonso was our new DH? No, I wouldn't mind it.
I wouldn't mind that at all because Freddy Freeman wants to play every day, where Alonso wants to sit out every few games.
I didn't know that. Are you sure?
7-8 games, right?
Are you sure? I didn't know that. I never heard of that.
I heard Freddie Freeman said that he loves being on the field.
Well, no, I know. Yes, Freddie Freeman
doesn't want to take a day off.
No, Freddie Freeman wants to be a starting first baseman, but so does Alonso. I don't think Alonso wants to come off the diamond. So I don't know.
They would actually have to talk with Alonso first before they actually make that deal.
I would assume I would hope that the organization would extend that type of courtesy to their current player.
I mean, because honestly, who would you rather have a DH right now? If right now your DH is probably going to be Dom Smith. What
about Robinson Cano?
They got to figure out a way. You know what? Give him the Bobby Bonilla treatment. Just get rid of him and pay him.
I mean, that's the situation we're in. They have Robinson Cano. They already have DH issues. Unless they move Dom Smith, which is a possibility. But what do you do with Robinson Cano? You're not going to start him over Jeff McNeil if you keep McNeil.
I mean, look. To me, it's going to be Smith and even if they do get Freddie Freeman,
right?
Then you're going to have to do something with Cano because Alonso's going to be the DH, and then you got to do something with Dom Smith and Robinson Cano.
That's if you get Freddie Freeman, though. How do you know that? I mean, I get it. Look, we're all in like this honeymoon fantasy land because of what Cohen did before the lockout. And I think right now, and the word is that they're looking heavily at pitching. I think they might go after Carlos Rodon. The preliminary reports as of late for his shoulder, teams that have scouted him said it looks good. So I don't know if it's an issue anymore to worry about. But, and then you got the other kid from Seattle, Kikuchi, who's also, they're both left-handed pitchers, which the Mets need. The Mets need a left-handed pitcher. And Rodon, minus the injury, is just amazing. He was like, he had a great year last year for the White Sox. But I'm just trying to figure something out really quick.
And then also you got to figure in, too, if you I don't know what happened with the Chris Bryant playing for third base.
They need starting.
We're stuck with J.D. Davis still.
They need starting pitching. Oh, that is big news, though. Derpy, thanks for coming in, bro. I know has nothing to do with baseball, but this is big. Watson's cleared of criminal charges.
Nice.
Now, obviously, a civil suit is next, right? Civil suits are usually after
civil suit is the next step after the criminal
and remember they said even if Deshaun Watson didn't get hit with any criminal charges or get indicted of any sort, he could still be punished via NFL. NFL can still punish him in a certain way. What that will be, I have no idea. But that's good news, especially if you're a fan of Deshaun Watson and the teams that have been salivating and keeping a close watch and an eye on this case. So let's see what happens. I was watching Pat McAfee earlier, Mike.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking right now?
If it's him coming to the Giants, no.
Him? How about this? We trade Jones and Saquon and a number 1 draft pick and 2 number 1 draft picks for him.
All right, let's talk about this when we talk about.
We'll do all our blitz.
Yeah. All right. So no, what I was looking at while you were talking, I wanted to just double check because I didn't know if he was a switch hitter or not. But and Derpy's laughing, Saquon. Yeah, I know. We're trust me, it's a joke for us too. Both Cano and Dom are lefty. So you need a right-handed bat in your DH spot, for obviously when you face certain pitchers. So again, I'm not opposed to them getting Freddy Freeman, but I think we're going a little ahead of ourselves because now,
look, it's wishful thinking. I mean, everybody, as soon as I read Freddy Freeman and then you started laughing at me, I don't know what you find so freaking funny. Every time I message you something regarding the Mets, you're like, LOL.
Yeah, because let's be honest, because they were all right. Here's another guy I think they could go for if they wanted to add, DH depth, and not fielding depth. But Kyle Schwarber is another name that's being thrown out there, because he came off of an impressive season. But Freddie Freeman, I know he's available. Okay, so it says remains available. Could be the piece to put the Mets over the top. However, the 32-year-old is seeking a pricey long-term deal. And we know that Cohen doesn't mind spending the money.
Derpy makes a really good point here with the Mets needing pitching and also staying healthy. That's the main problem with the Mets, Derpy, is that once they step on the field, somebody's leg is broken before the first pitch is even thrown.
Yeah. And also, too, I mean, the best pitcher, not only on our team, but possibly in baseball, was sidelined for the better portion of last year.
I love to see what they're going to do with him this year because he can't. I told you this 1,000 times. He can't throw 101 every single pitch.
Well, maybe the acquisition of a guy like Scherzer takes a little bit more off of his shoulders where he doesn't think he needs to. Now, I know the competitiveness in DeGrom, he's gonna give himself, he's gonna give it his all, and also too, remember, he doesn't have to swing a bat anymore either. So that's another thing. Because remember, we were talking about some of his injuries last year. Was it because of his the bat swinging and stuff like that?
Actually, you put DeGrom in as DH if Freeman needs a day off and you put Alonso on first.
Another guy that's been talked about is Jorge Soler. And he was one of the guys that the Braves picked up in their last-minute trade at the deadline last year. Picked him up from the Royals. So I believe from the I'm almost positive it's the Royals. I don't even know why I'm double-checking. It doesn't say here, but he was picked up from the Royals. Now he's had a really, really slow start, but when he played with the Braves, he picked it up. But defensively, oh no, God, no. So that's another right-handed bat you could put at DH as well, off the bench. DH. So who knows? But Derpy's a Guardians fan. Of course, the Mets curse would mess up.
I'm just wondering, like Derpy, how do you accept that?
Yeah, you know what? It's a very good question, Derpy. And look, let's put aside any connotations or whatever that the team name had. But I'm just saying, I'm just trying to think of it as a fan as a baseball team. And I don't know your age, so I don't know how old you are. But, Mike and I are in our 40s. And we've been rooting for the Mets pretty much our whole lives. I mean, Mike, I think I could speak for you, right?
I was born into it.
Okay.
My father was a Met fan.
I wasn't. My parents were a Yankee fan. They tried to corrupt me at an early age until I saw the error in their ways. And I was like, no. I rebelled. I showed them. But But as a fan, right? Let's say as a fan for at least over 35 years, for me, if they were to change their name, let alone like forget about teams that have changed their location. I mean, that's got to suck for any fandom, right? For any fan base. But for a team to change their name, I mean, the Redskins have done it. Now they're the Commanders. They went what a year, was it 1 year or 2 years without a name?
2.
Okay, they went 2 seasons as a Washington football team. Then they finally got the name Washington Commanders. It still sounds weird, but as I say it more, it's not a big deal. But
I'm still going to call them the Redskins.
But I mean, you could do that if you want. But either way, it's just they're the Commanders. So it's just how do you, as a fan, Derpy, is basically what we're saying. Does it sound weird calling them the Cleveland Guardians?
I mean, like that's like saying the New York Giants should change their name because it's a slander on short people.
Well, I mean, I do find it offensive, but that's besides the point. But no, that's why I said take the reasoning behind why the team name was changed. I'm just talking about.
You better be joking about that Giant thing.
No, of course I'm joking. I don't know why I said no, but of course I'm joking, dude. Bro, you really think? First of all, hold on a second. You really think I was fucking? You really think I was serious?
I have no idea. Why don't you short? I mean,
Gio Flores says, "Let's fucking go Mets."
Yes,
let's go.
And his Doopy's response.
I'm a fan of the Cleveland Indians till I die, but times have changed and have to accept the only thing I don't like is the logo. I'm fine with everything else. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think they'll? I clicked it twice. Do you think that's something they'll tweak, or you think that's something they're going to keep? I don't know. Look, it is what it is. Let's go back to actual baseball coming back.
Yeah.
Now, with Steve Cohen and the remarks he made, first of all, he says he's okay, and he understands where the owners were coming from with, people in his situation or with his resources. He can understand why some of the smaller markets want to keep the game a little bit more competitive. So he's okay with getting taxed. He said he's fine with that.
But here's the problem, though. Why wasn't this a problem when George Steinbrenner was buying every fucking play known to mankind back in the late 90s and 2000s?
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know as Mets fan, we bitched about it all the time. We're like, here comes the $1 billion payroll.
I mean, like, we bitched and moaned about it, but nobody said anything. I mean,
no, but you just asked, how come nobody?
It seems like since Steve Cohen purchased the Mets, it just seems like MLB has just been going after him and trying to find ways to screw this man over left and right.
I don't think so. And I think because of the comments he made, I don't think he's going to be, now that everything's out in the open and the CBA has been ironed out and everything's been approved, I think he's going to spend big now still. I think he's going to go. I don't think he's going to go over $300 million, but
I'm being Derpy's response here, but you know what? A lot of owners don't want to spend the money, and that's the truth. And the same can go for an NFL team. They don't want to. It's like the Jets. The Jets don't want to spend money, so you get a shitty product every season. Hey, it ain't my fault or Steve Cohen's fault. I mean, if Seattle don't want to spend money, if Colorado doesn't want to spend any money, if the Miami Marlins don't want to spend any money. I mean, Derek Jeter left the Miami Marlins because of the whole freaking reason that they didn't want to spend no money.
Well, there's an issue.
Why is it Steve Cohen's fault if these teams owners don't want to spend?
Somebody brought up a good point in an article I read about a week or two ago, and they said that a lot of teams are thinking, a lot of people, I should say, think that it's the big market teams that are doing damage to the game, but it's actually the flip side, because even though there's not a shared revenue as a, like, how the NFL has a cap, but everything's shared, right? There is a shared pool revenue in MLB. And what happens is with these low market teams that don't want to spend, they're pocketing the money and they're not putting it into the baseball. They're not putting it into into the game. So you got the big spending teams are what's keeping the game going. So you want to complain about them. What about the teams that aren't spending money and they're just pocketing the money? That's the problem. That's the real problem.
And meanwhile, they charge you astronomical prices for tickets and everything to make you sit there and watch shit.
Well, I don't know what the ticket prices are in other stadiums. I know usually in the low market circuits, they're not astronomical, but they also have to pay the bills and pay the lights. I mean, pay the electricity. But
So I mean, we basically been over everything. The only thing I don't see is when is the season starting?
April 7th. They already said April 7th is opening day, and for the Mets, their first home game is actually against the Diamondbacks, I believe, on the 14th. The 14th or the 15th, that weekend of April. But they open up on the 7th, I think, in Washington. I believe in Washington. So
What are they going to do? Only a 2-week spring training then?
I don't know. I have no idea. Well, no, 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks. 3 weeks from today is the opening day. Well, no, 3 weeks from yesterday was opening day.
3 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah. So they could technically do, because they generally, isn't like the last spring training game like 2 days before the season starts or something like that. So technically they could put in 3 weeks, and have the last game of spring training that Monday or Tuesday before the season starts on Thursday.
And they're going to go with a full 162, right? They're not
full 162. They'll make up the game somehow.
That's going to be something to. Oof.
You know what I was trying to look up? I was trying to look up if they did away with the runner on second.
Yes, they did.
They did do away with that, right?
Yes, thank God they got rid of that stupid rule, and double headers are going to be 9 innings also.
Oh, they are. It's not going to be 7. I didn't mind this set. I honestly, especially if they got to make up a lot of games, possibly with double headers, I didn't mind the 7-inning double headers. I honestly didn't mind about the runner on second either. To be honest with you, I know a lot of people.
I minded that. I think that's kind of like when remember we were arguing about the rule with the touchdown in overtime.
I get it. I know that. But football,
it feels the same way though. If you put a guy
there's a big difference though, dude. There's a big difference though, dude, because football has a clock. Baseball doesn't. Football has a clock. It has an end. Baseball can go on theoretically infinitely. Baseball can keep going on and on and on and on. It doesn't have a time constraint.
Well, come next year, they're going to have a pitch clock. So,
yeah, but that just, what does that do? Shave off maybe 10 minutes total of a game? I don't know, man. I have no idea. Look, the season's already long. It's 162 games. The games are already long, which, again, if you're a baseball fan, it doesn't matter, especially if you're at a game and you're hanging out with your friends and you're throwing back some beers or whatever. It's a fun time. Or if you're out, if you're out at a bar drinking, or even if you're home, honestly, guys, I don't want you to think I'm an alcoholic. You don't have to be drinking to enjoy baseball, but you can still enjoy it. But I'm just saying, in the course of a full season,
I look at this one. Players may only be optioned 5 times per season.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Sent up or down.
Okay.
Yeah. The sending up, you're optioning a player either up or from AAA to AA and so on and so forth, or optioning, or I don't know. I don't know if promotions are called options. Optioning might just be from MLB service to, from MLB to minors.
And basically they're going with the NFL type playoff scenario, 12 teams with the two top division leaders in each one being the buys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
I like the DH rule. I don't know. I grew up not liking the DH because I thought it was an advantage. Everybody thought it was an advantage. The pitcher had a bat in the National League, and they had the DH over there. It's like having now you make it fair. I mean, you had either do one or two things: get rid of it or add it to the National League.
And I rather
they have it in the National League.
It's
like
better.
You said, it might help DeGrom because he won't be swinging as much and won't.
Dude, it also takes away just pointless injuries. It's not just about he got hurt supposedly from swinging a bat, but how many guys, pitchers or not, have just tweaked their hamstrings just running out of a ground ball? So, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
So if you can eliminate pointless injuries for a pitcher, sure. And it improves the game. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make the game a little bit more offensive. And that's why the whole shift banning is going to happen by next season, not this year, next year. Which I kind of look, I understand why people don't like the shift. I was always like, well, why can't you just hit it the other way? But that's easily said and done. I'm not a professional ball player, so I don't know. I'm sure, it's not as easy as it looks.
It's harder for them. Sometimes they say like a pure hitter can do that. There are some hitters though that don't have.
It's their mechanics, it's their timing, and it messes up their mechanics. I get it. But Trevor Bauer, as much as we dislike, obviously what happened, what went down last year or whatever. He has some really good points. He goes, what are you gonna ban? What was it? Oh fuck! Oh come on, now I can't even remember what he said.
The intentional walk.
No. What are we gonna ban? The change ups and curveballs now? We're gonna ban that, or he said a few other things, and it's true. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you doing? Like, it's like, all right. So obviously, a shift is different because a shift is you have everybody on one side of the field. But you also do have defensive shifts where you play for certain things. You either play in, right? To avoid a run scoring, right? Or you play in double play depth. So there are different defensive positioning. So my point is, what's the actual difference between defensive positioning and a defensive shift? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, basically the same thing.
Are they annoying as fuck when your team is hitting into them? Yeah, of course they are. How many defensive shifts did fucking Duda hit into?
But you're playing it as, okay, this guy is going to hit it this way. Why can't I put my second baseman between my shortstop and third baseman for the guy that's going to hit the ball that way? It's like basically having an extra guy there.
It's not even that. You do the same thing for your outfield. You shade your outfield left or right, depending on the pull or push hitter.
No,
you know what I mean?
No. The new rule is now they all have to stand like maybe 60 feet apart.
No. You can't stand in right. You can't stand in right center. No. You got to stand in right field. You can't. Nope. Don't guard the line. I don't know, man. But look, either way, I'm glad we're finally talking about this. I'm glad baseball came back, and I'm glad we're getting a full 162. I was getting a little salty. I was getting a little annoyed. And
you get very salty. That's your problem. You get too salty.
Well, it's my diet. I think it's my diet. I don't know. That's what they say. Well, who knows?
Look, go order a chicken parmesan roll for me, okay?
Actually, speaking of salt, I just had sushi.
Ugh.
I know. I love sushi, but obviously, it comes with the soy sauce and whatever. So it was a little very salty. Dude, I just did a fucking juicing for 3 days. I was starving. I'm so hungry. So I finally had some solid food last night. I cheated on my wife. No, I cheated on my I'm not married. Obviously, you know that. Girls, I'm single. So, you know what I mean? Come on, Mets fan and single. Come on, I got it going on. Anyway, that being said, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this fucking thing. This is great. What was I saying?
Laugh track.
Yeah. It comes with this is our melon. This is a new thing. The new thing.
Is that on the pay or the free?
Dude, I don't know. I pay.
I gotta go back on and look down. I gotta go on the melon, but take a look.
It's something they're trying out. It's a beta version, so they're just trying it out. This is it's brand new. It wasn't on there yesterday or 2 days ago.
It's probably on. Then they probably have it on the free one too. Then,
dude, what the fuck was I saying? I just started rambling on. I don't
you
even.
And your juice cleanse and that you cheated and you ate solid food and.
Yeah, so I finally no, but there was a point I was getting somewhere and I forgot.
The shift.
Whatever. I'm just happy baseball's back. Oh, we were talking about being salty. Yeah, so and I came on here and when there was talks of them canceling a month of baseball. And dude, at one point it was looking like we may not even get baseball at all. And I was just like, fuck you to the owners, fuck you to the players, because I just wanted the game. I wanted baseball back. This is around the time where we get excited. And you know what? We didn't even get a chance to get our full excitement from free agency, because that still hasn't happened yet for the most part. A lot of free agents left over, dude. Some big names left over. So if anything gets signed, if anything happens, if anything breaks, we're going to come right on. So if it's breaking news, we'll be on 5 days later.
Maybe on Mets talk we will, because you don't want to do the show with me anymore.
Well, dude, you can do a Mets talk without me talking.
I need you. Looks like you need me. There you go.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But guys, stay tuned. Another reason why I went on, not only to talk about Mets and baseball and get a little excited, I was supposed to do a stream. So if you guys are watching this and you're fans of my show, if you're subscribing to my show, and my channel, I should say, rather, I was supposed to do a stream tonight on the Spider-Man ranking of all films, but it's happening tomorrow. So for unforeseen reasons, I just had to bump it one day. Hopefully one day. Hopefully we will be on tomorrow night at 7:30. So be on the lookout for that. Mike, you want to plug anything for this weekend before we wrap up?
Coming down the aisle tomorrow, episode 47, me and Dylan. We're going to go over a lot of thank you. Appreciate it. A lot of AEW news this week, and of course the debut of Jeffrey Nero Hardy, the Hardy Boys in AEW.
Dude, you scared the shit out of me for a second, because I know it's impossible for this to happen, right? There's no way it would happen. But when you said that, dude, I'm thinking you were about to say the debut of Jeffrey Dahmer. And can you imagine him as a wrestler? What would his finishing move be? Steak sauce?
The mandible claw? I don't know. A little bit of a shout out that. Yeah, no, but we'll be on 12 o'clock tomorrow, as always. You're going to love the fact that the clocks are going ahead at Sundays. So now we'll be doing the show at 9 a.m. my time starting next week. So I'm going to appreciate that. Said
yeah.
No one ever. But no, it was a pretty good show. Dylan has been a valuable add-on to the show, and I like his style, and he's very very knowledgeable for a 19-year-old kid to know so much about wrestling.
Well,
20 now.
You know what they say. I mean, Dylan equals ratings, right?
That's what I say.
And I told you, dude, if he's ever available and he wants to come on and talk football, whatever, I know he works and has school, whatever, but
yeah, Monday mornings are bad for him.
Well, Monday mornings ain't gonna happen until September anyway. So
yeah. Well, you figure, well, he'll be starting school again.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, Dylan. Never gonna see you. But who knows? But all right. This is where we wrap up. It's been Just Your Average Joe and Mike D from Mic'd Up Sports for another episode of the Batter's Box, as we just briefly talked about diets, juicing, cheating on wives. Not you, Mike, me. Fictional wives, because I'm not married.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Basically, we talked about anything but baseball.
But we did mention Freddy Freeman in the beginning. And
Yeah.
And my big giant, well, if we could put the old background on, what it looked like,
You want to hear a joke? Freddy Freeman's coming to the Mets.
I just pulled up Melon out to check and see if this is on there. I got to look at the free version when we're done.
But yeah, I am looking forward to some news. I am looking forward to for something's got to happen within the next day or two. I mean, again, I was watching certain sports shows earlier today, and they came out and said why it didn't happen yet, and that's what I was saying earlier. Was about that, teams owners haven't been able to check on their own players since December. If they were doing things by the book, obviously, and most owners want to. So once they get an inventory, once they get like health checks and whatever from their own guys, and whether they're in shape and whatever, if their health is okay, if anything happened in this last 3 months or so, once all that gets ironed out and everything gets checked, that's when teams are going to start making moves. So it's been almost 24 hours, so I can imagine it's going to happen at least. If not tonight, things have to start moving by tomorrow. So if that does happen, dude, and if any news breaks this weekend, we can definitely come on and talk about it. Especially, I mean, Mets related. Let's limit it to Mets related, unless it's like a huge story. I mean, let's say the Yankees got Freddie Freeman, or Freddie Freeman went to a bigger another team. We could talk about it.
Right.
We'd be sad about it. You know, Mets. Hold on a second. Yankees got Freddie Freeman. Exactly, and that's my point. Somebody, it was gasping. What do you think it was?
A little bit louder though, because it sounds too low in the background.
All right, well, whatever. It's not supposed to drown us out. You know what I mean? All right. Anyway, we're going to end the stream here. Mike, again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it as always. And for those of you at home, smash that like button. Comment if you can. Let us know what team you're rooting for. Let us know if you're happy baseball's back. I don't see why you wouldn't be.
And hit the bell for all notifications.
Dude, don't hit the. You know what? Don't hit the bell. If you want to hit the bell, hit the bell. I don't even hit the fucking bell.
You know what? I'll say what Crayon Dude said the last Saturday, considering he doesn't come on your show anymore in the
pretty
chat,
much.
right?
Yeah, pretty much.
He betrayed you.
No, he was on here. Honestly, no. I'll give Crayon Dude some credit. He was on here for my Batman stream a few days ago. Yeah.
But he said last week when I said smash the like button, Crayon Dude said, I am going to gently click the like button. I don't like smashing. I'll gently press. So it's very nice to know that he's a caring, loving man as well.
Well, thank you for wasting a minute and a half of my life with that story. I just want you to know. I mean, I thought we were going with something fun or something like, oh my God, like Crayon Dude just said something really cool. No, but as far as the bell goes, I never say that to anybody because I don't even find any of my YouTube, the people that I follow, and I think I follow like 60 something channels. I can't stand notifications. If I'm following you,
I do notifications. Like I got you on notifications. Yeah. And I'm like, if there's something sports related, I'll listen to it.
I don't even have you on notifications. I just don't like to be notified. I don't like to be bothered. If I'm,
you know, at 12 o'clock on a Saturday, you know what time it is.
Well, that's the whole thing, and I told you this years ago. Well, not years ago, when you first started your channel. So over a year ago, I told you, and I tried to. It's hard though because I have to rely for the most part on other people. So if they back out, it's hard to remain consistent with other people's scheduling. If I was doing this solely by myself, I could have kept the schedule, but consistency is key. So if your viewers and followers rely on every Saturday, that's great. And yeah, then you wouldn't need a notification bell. With me, I'm all over the place. I'm always making moves. You know,
you're a shaker, you're a money maker. There you go.
But if you follow somebody and just if you subscribe to them, you know when they're fucking going on. Simple as that.
I mean, I never changed the time to coming down the aisle. It's always been 12 o'clock Eastern.
And if you don't catch it live, you catch it on the rerun. What the hell is a rerun? Or no, he just said, what's a rerun?
This is a rerun. Hey.
All right. That's fucking, dude, that's great. Hold on. That was great. One of my favorite shows growing up. What's happening? All right, guys. Everybody enjoy your weekend, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for my Spider-Man all live action films ranked. Mike, again, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
And what time is that going to be on, Joseph?
Well, at the moment, 7:30.
Okay, so I'm in the clear. I won't have to compete up against you.
Okay. 7:30 p.m. Est.
I hope the Tobey Maguire ones are high up on the list.
Spoiler alert. Maybe. All right, guys. I'll see you all soon. I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Have a good night.